Dear learners, welcome to my lecture on Past Perfect Tense today. In spoken English, we use Past Perfect Tense, but we do not use that much, but still it's important in terms of written English. Okay, but still whenever it is needed, it's better to know, because who knows when you need to use them. Okay, that's why today I will try to shed light on Past Perfect Tense. First of all, we need to understand what is Past Perfect Tense. You know, in my previous lectures, probably you might have seen that whenever we talk about past continuous, still past indefinite was needed, and now we are talking about past perfect, still we need past indefinite tense. So past indefinite tense is something that is used with past continuous and also with past perfect. But let me give you an example before I start. As you can see on the board, like, you know, 2016, which is present. The present year is 2016. If we want to say something, anything on or in that happened in 2015, it will be past indefinite. But if you want to say something what happened even before that, that will become past perfect. So this is, you know, just to give you a little bit idea what is past perfect. So we can say past perfect is something that happened even before past indefinite. So if anything happened, I'm talking at the moment, so this is present, and if anything happened before that or before 2016, if I say something, then it will be past indefinite, and if I want to mention anything that happened even before that, it will be past perfect. And the structure is very simple with past perfect. Like, you just need a subject, you need head, and you need verb, and it should be PP, past participle, and then we use before. Always, we know the thing happened. The past perfect tense, when we use past perfect tense, we need before, and sometimes we also need after, but I'm not discussing that now. And after before, then you write past indefinite. Okay, let me give you an example. That if maybe you are talking about Sabir, let me use his name. Sabir had gone to the market before he went home. Okay, so which incident happened first? So Sabir, definitely he had gone to the market first, and then after finishing his market, then he went home. So that incident, went home, it happened later, and Sabir had gone to the market, it happened before. So the incident that happened before past indefinite, okay, that is called past perfect. So let us use the structure. So subject, Sabir, subject, had, and then verb PP, which is gone. So he gone where? Sabir had gone to the market before he went home. Okay, you can also use many examples, like maybe you can think that something, maybe you can think about train and you arrive. If you are unlucky, maybe the train left the station and then you arrived. So which incident happened first? The train had gone. So you can say the train had left the platform, which is, that incident happened first in the past. Okay, so the train had left the platform before I arrived. So you are unlucky that you arrived late, and that's why you missed the train. Okay, so there are so many incidents like that. So when you learn something, you need to think and you need to relate those incidents, and you need to make as many sentences as possible to make yourself clear. Not only that, the same thing we can also express in a different way, like that before. You can also use before at the very beginning, that before Sabbir went home. And remember, when you use before first, then you need to give a comma, that before Sabbir went home, comma, he had gone to the market. Same thing exactly. All right. Not only that, okay, sometimes we also use after, okay, but whenever you talk about spoken English, then you can also learn just one structure and you can continue speaking using that structure. But if you want to write, then you need different structures to get good marks, especially in IELTS. So for that reason, I think it would be wise to give one example who wish to pursue IELTS course later on. You see, sometimes the teacher and student, generally we see that students usually come to the class first, and then the teacher comes and then he delivers his lecture. Maybe you are talking about the same incident that happened in the past. So what happened first? The student entered and then the teacher arrived. So if we say the first incident, what? Yes, the students. So you need to relate that incident with past perfect tense, that the students had arrived. And if we look at the example, like the teacher arrived after the students had entered into the class. So which incident happened first? Obviously the students had entered and then the teacher arrived. So we can also relate with after. It expresses the same thing, like we can also say by using before, we can say that the students had entered into the class before the teacher arrived. So we can use variety of sentence structures sometimes if it is needed to get a good mark. Okay, but for spoken English we don't need to worry about that much. You can use past perfect tense just with before. Okay. Now let me give you another example. It is not always like that you have to use before or after. No, you need to understand, or you need to make somebody understand that that incident happened not that incident happened before an event that happened in the past. Okay, so somehow you need to relate, and if you can relate, then the job then the job will be done. Okay, you see, there is another example, like he informed me that he had visited China in 2015. So maybe he informed me yesterday or day before yesterday, or maybe 2 months ago. All right, that he informed me that. So up to that he informed me, that is past indefinite. And then he had visited China in 2015. So that incident, that visiting China in 2015, that is past perfect, because he had visited that place and then he informed you. So that incident happened later, but we did not use before or after, but still we can understand that that incident happened earlier. That incident that we relate with it happened earlier, and he informed me it happened later in the past. Okay, it's sometimes a little bit confusing, but if you think with a little bit care, I think it is not that difficult to understand. Still, if you have any problems, do not hesitate to ask any question on this. Thank you.